Well, greetings interwebs. Today we're making pancit. It's a Filipino dish that I didn't learn in the Philippines. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I was in Taiwan. And while I was there, Chinese food, real honest to goodness Chinese food, oh my goodness, I was just so happy. Well, there was a really nice old lady named Mrs. Chen, and she was very happy to teach me anything I wanted to know about real Chinese cooking. So I learned a lot of stuff, brought it back home with me. Well, over the years, I would kind of modify and change things a little because I just can't leave well enough alone. So I started making this noodle dish I had learned a different way. Well, fast forward many, many years to just a few years ago, I was in the Philippines and found out this dish I was making is an actual Philippine dish called Pancit. I didn't know, now I do. And so today, we're going to take a shot at that. It's real easy, it's a simple dish, doesn't take a lot of work, but it's impressive for your friends, it's very tasty, it's a lot of fun. So let's get to it, shall we? So here are our ingredients for today. An onion, a couple of scallions, some cabbage, some cooking oil, of course, minced garlic, a little teriyaki, a little soy sauce, some chicken. You can use pretty much any chicken you want. A lot of people like breasts. I just like the thigh meat, so I'll go ahead and get the one that's already boneless skin. It just saves me a lot of trouble. And rice noodles. Now, cooking rice noodles, that's a little different. I'm going to have to walk you through that one. Glass bowl for the rice noodles. You don't cook it like you would, say, spaghetti. Now, you can also make this with regular pasta, like, spaghetti could be a substitute, or ramen or something like that. But generally, yeah, it's made with rice noodles. Okay, so I'm wearing a nice white shirt. I don't want to get sauce and everything all over it, so apron time. Now, you saw the ingredients list for this dish. These rice noodles may seem like something exotic. I got them in Winn-Dixie. Again, I get everything in Winn-Dixie. It's too complicated when you go into a fancy place up in town. So what we're going to start with is our chicken, because it needs to marinate a while. That's why I have two bowls. I'm start cutting up some chicken. For this one, I'll get my nice big cleaver. Just cut into chunks, nothing fancy. I'll speed this up so you don't have to sit through it. Okay, so we have our chicken all chopped up. I'm going to dump in some soy sauce and teriyaki sauce, roughly equal portions of each. Grab a spoon. Mix that up. Let it soak just a little bit before we get to cooking. Okay. The soy and teriyaki mixture is over all the meat. Let it sit for a few minutes. Okay, now rice noodles. You don't cook this like you would normal spaghetti or any kind of pasta. You basically, you get a bowl and you put the noodles in some warm water and let it just sit and soak for a little while. Wow, they really did a good job sealing this bag. In a bowl, let the water sit and run for a minute till it's nice and warm. You know what? Just to help things along, we'll stick it in the microwave for, let's say, 3 minutes. Yeah, you don't want to boil it, you don't want to cook it. You just want it to soak in warm water. Let it soften up. Then once it's gotten nice and soft, you just drain it, set it on a paper towel, let it dry, and then we'll add it to what we're cooking. Now, on to the next step. Okay, so I cleaned my cutting board, get all the raw chicken off of it. Cut up a couple of scallions, or as they call them in the Philippines, onion grass. Next up, an onion. I cut it in half just so I get the peel off of it before I started refilming because it's a pain. Okay, next up, cabbage. Don't need all of this cabbage. You know, what's funny about this is, you know, we look at it as some kind of big exotic kind of dish or something. Over there, this is something they slap together every day like we would say mac and cheese or something. It's just simple, quick, and easy for them. It's just a regular daily food. You want your cabbage cut into very, very thin little slices. You want it really chopped up fine. You don't want, you know, like big chunks. So, let's see what I can do. Okay, time to get going on the cooking. Okay, let's get going. A bit of oil. Get the pan get really good and hot. And we'll get started with the meat. The main thing is you want to brown the chicken. Oh, there it is. Couldn't find my favorite spoon. It was in the wrong drawer. Let it get good and hot before we dump in the meat. The way you test this, you splash a little bit of water in it and see if it'll roll around, but we don't need to be that precise. Hear that? It's hot. Basically just want to stir it around for a little while, let it get getting brown, and then we'll start adding in the vegetables. Meantime, the aforementioned rice noodles, they're just soaking, and they're nice and soft now. I can go ahead and strain these, and they're good to go. That's quite a bit of chicken. It's going to take a little while to cook. So, normally I speed things up, but I'll just pause. Come back to it in a minute. Okay, our chicken is done. Time to dump in everything else. And the rest of this We'll just sit and cook in with the rest. And the biggest thing is just pay attention to the cabbage. Once the cabbage gets soft, then you dump in the rice noodles and it's done. Put that in. Dump in some garlic. My old friend, the minced garlic. A good dollop of that. And a little more soy sauce. Kind of make sure the cabbage is good in flavor. Mix it in real good. They all stir in together. Whoop, get back in there. Now, to make sure it gets done, throw the lid on the pot. Let it sit and simmer for a while. And be back in a few minutes. So let's check the progress, shall we? Woo! It is kind of steamy. Cabbage is looking about ready. So you want to make sure it gets good and soft. So I guess it's about time. Add in the noodles. Kind of want to make sure you break up the noodles to get flavoring in between, or you have just kind of a white lump of bland rice noodles. Don't want that. Okay, we dump in a little more of the soy sauce. Just make sure I got some flavoring in the rice noodles. Don't get too crazy with the soy sauce. Just a little extra flavor there. Add the lid back on it. Let it steam for just a few more minutes, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, just to kind of make it a little easier to mix, I took a spatula and I'm just going to kind of chopping those rice noodles up a bit. See, now that they're broken up, they're a little easier to stir and to fold back in on one another, just to make sure all the, like see here, looks like a white kind of clump right there. You know, keep stirring it around to make sure it's all nice and brown. So all the seasonings get all the way through all the noodles. But I think we're about ready. Well, interwebs, here we go. Nice big pan. Woo! Hot and fresh pancit. Let's see how we did. As I was moving the camera from the stove to over here, a Philippine friend of mine that I had told earlier I was going to make pancit just messaged me, oh, that's good. Yeah. So I sent a picture of the pancit. I got a thumbs up. So apparently, at least in appearance, it's right. Now taste, that's a whole other issue. We shall see. Ooh, that's hot. you can kind of taste all these different flavors together. The chicken, the noodles, the garlic. It's like all the different flavors. You taste them like separately but together. Anyway, there you have it. As you saw, a relatively simple dish to make. Rice noodles, cabbage, onions, chicken. So it's healthy and good for you. You can adjust the seasonings to your own taste. Like I said, this was originally something I learned in Taiwan that morphed into something from the Philippines without me even realizing it. So there you have it. If you have any questions or comments or something you'd like to see me try, I'm trying something new now. I'm still doing my regular Sunday cooking shows where I just cook regular stuff that I just regularly normally make. I'm starting now on Wednesdays to try foreign stuff, exotic, that sort of thing. What do you think? Oh, another big question. Beard, yes or no? What do you think? And more importantly, you think the ladies will like it? I mean, you see me without it in the pictures in the intro, and now you see me with it. What do you think? Yes, no, maybe so? Anyway, on that happy note, good seeing you.